Welcome back to this video series, I'm Looking for Work. In this video, we're going to talk about what to do after the interview. After the job interview, there are some things that you should do, and likewise, there's some things that you should not do. And we're going to cover some of these things here right now in this video. One of the things that's going to be going through your mind at the end of the interview is when they're going to be making the hiring decision. So at the end of the interview, ask the employer when they expect to be making their hiring decision. Leave no doubt in their mind that you're interested in their position and that you want their job. Be upfront and tell them that you'd really like to be part of their team and that you hope you'll get a chance to work for their company. Don't leave the interview without getting a clear idea of what will happen next in the hiring process. Try to find out when they'll be selecting applicants to be invited back for a second interview and what date they hope to fill the position by. Questions like this will demonstrate your enthusiasm for the job, and knowing the hirer's time frame will help keep you from panicking if you don't get a phone call in the first couple of days after the interview. Before leaving, tell the interviewer that you don't want to be a pest, but would they mind if you kept in touch with them about the job? If you're in with a chance, they'll probably won't mind, and if you don't have a chance, they may just tell you right on the spot. You might say something like, I don't want to be a pest, but I do tend to have sleepless nights when I'm waiting to hear back about a job I really want. I really would like this job. Would you mind if I contacted you in the next couple of days to see how the interview process is going? If they say yes, ask if they have a preferred way for you to contact them, phone, email, or any other way. Sometimes there'll be more than one person in the interview, and make sure you get the correct names and titles of all of the people who interviewed you. If you can, get a business card from each of the people interviewing you. Don't be pushy about this, but ask for one if it feels comfortable. Using this information, send a thank you letter to the person that interviewed you. If there was more than one person, send one to each, but make sure there's a slight variation in each letter so it seems like it was personalised. Do this even if you're sure that you will not get the job. It could be done via letter or email and should be done within the first day or two after the interview. In your thank you letter, show appreciation for the employer's interest in you and remind the employer about why you're the perfect person for the position. Be careful and make sure you don't have any errors, misspellings or typos in your thank you letter. One other thing you need to do is be punctual if you've promised additional information. If you've offered additional information like referees or a follow-up call, make sure you deliver it on time. Don't make them wait, as the interviewer may see this as how you'll perform in the job and it may go against you. If you think there's a chance that you'll get a second interview or a second chance to put forward your case as being the best candidate for the job, research and prepare yourself. Second chances don't come along often enough, and you need to make sure you're even better prepared the second time around. If during the interview you realise that you know someone within the company you're trying to get a job, or one of your contacts knows someone, leverage your resource. Talk to these people and see if they can put in a good word for you. I'm going to say this a couple of times in this video because it is important. Don't stop looking for work. Even if you feel confident that you will get a job offer, continue to arrange interviews and attempt to find other job opportunities. Follow up with a telephone call to the employer within a week to 10 days. Tell them that you are wondering if they'd made a decision. With every contact that you have with the employer, continue to build rapport and sell your strengths during the phone call. Be patient and don't get over anxious, because the hiring process can often take longer than the employer expects. Continue to follow up occasionally, especially if the employer has asked you to. But don't go overboard and annoy or bother the employer by calling them every day. After the first call, you may even ask them when it would be convenient or appropriate for you to call back again. Tell them that you're extremely interested in the job, but you don't want to step over the line and become annoying. This is being empathetic and may help you build rapport with the employer. Once again, I just want to say, don't place too much importance on one job or one interview, and keep looking for work. If you keep looking, there will be other job opportunities, and you will find work soon. You just need to keep on trying, and with every interview you'll be closer to finding your dream job. I'll say it again, don't place too much importance on any one individual job or interview, because persistence in the pursuit of employment, continually looking for new opportunities, will eventually get you a job. Place a great deal of importance on the statement, "I'm looking for work," and just keep on going until you find a job. One other thing you should do is let your referees know that you're looking for work and that they should expect a call from prospective employers. One thing I always do after a job interview is ask myself a few simple questions that help me to make sure I can prepare better for the next interview. Right on the top of that list is, what could I have said or done that would have answered the interviewer's questions more accurately or better? I then think about what research I could have done or information I could have got hold of before the interview that could have helped me in being better prepared for the interview. I basically ask myself, how could I have made the interview process run smoother? Be honest with yourself here and try to write down all the mistakes that you can think of that you made in the interview. Remember that you're now going to try to find as many jobs as you can and put yourself into the interview situation as often as possible. Don't take the things that you learn to heart. Use them as a lesson for the next interview. The more times that you don't get the job and work on making your interview skills better, the closer you'll be to getting the job that you want. By doing this, you'll also be preparing yourself just in case you get a second interview. If you don't get the job, don't burn bridges. You never know what will happen with the person that they hire, and sometimes additional jobs come up within the same company. If you lose the contest for the job gracefully, you may have a chance at anything else that comes up in the future. You might even like to send a thank you letter or an email after not getting the job, thanking the interviewer for the opportunity and asking them to keep your records on file for future positions. Just a final note on sending a thank you letter if you don't get the job. I did a little research on people's feelings about doing something like this and found that some people advise against it. So it's up to you if you do it or not. Over the years that I sought work, I have to admit that I never used this. As an employer, however, I've received a few thank you letters, and I have to say that I was never offended. And if that person was a true candidate for the position, it cemented them in my mind for consideration next time I was employing. And yes, I've even called people back that sent a thank you letter. If an employer is going to be offended by you sending them a thank you letter, then maybe you wouldn't want a job with that employer anyway. A few notes and some more important points. Where I've mentioned sending a letter, get into the modern world here, wherever possible, and send an email. It will get there faster, and it could open up a two-way conversation, giving you the chance to overcome any objections they had in the interview. But don't become a pest and mail them too often. Make sure you're prepared if you think that there's a chance that you will get a second interview. Let the interviewer know if you've secured another job and thank them for considering you. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and keep looking for work right up until an employer tells you that you have a job or that you have their job offer. If you get a job offer, review the conditions and iron out any issues before beginning the job. However, don't be too demanding, or you might find that the job offer disappears. If you get the job, make sure you ask if there's anything you need to bring or do on your first day. Make sure you're prepared when they say you've got the job. I hope you've enjoyed and got some benefit from this video course, I'm Looking for Work. I've enjoyed sharing my thoughts, experiences and the research I've done for the series, and would love to get your feedback. So please feel free to send an email to gordon@imlookingforwork.com telling me about how, if at all, this course has helped you or how you think I can make it better. While you're here in the website, have a look through the bonus content, including the resume examples and the job hunting plan. If you feel that you've got a bit of an entrepreneur inside and would like to consider working for yourself as an option, Please don't miss the bonus content relating to self-employment. I've always found that through self-employment I can have a job today. Good luck and best wishes with your job hunting. I'm Gordon Russell for I'mLookingForWork.com.